relaxing. I really hope you can't hear the construction that's all around me. Leaving correction to Him. Correction is not your function. It belongs to one who knows of fairness, not of guilt. If you assume correction's role, you lose the function of forgiveness. No one can forgive until he learns correction is but to forgive and never to accuse. Yeah, this is a recording, Lee. Again, no one can forgive until he learns correction is but to forgive and never to accuse. Alone, you cannot see they are the same, and therefore is correction not of you. Identity and function are the same, and by your function do you know yourself. And thus, if you confuse your function with the function of another, you must be confused about yourself and who you are. What is the separation but a wish to take God's function from Him and deny that it is His? Yet if it is not His, it is not yours, for you must lose what you would take away. In a split mind, identity must be divided, nor can anyone perceive a function unified which has conflicting purposes and different ends. Correction to a mind so split must be a way to punish sins you think are yours in someone else. And thus does he become your victim, not your brother, different from you in that he is more guilty, thus in need of your correction as the one more innocent than he. This splits his function off from yours and gives you both a different role. And so you cannot be perceived as one and with a single function. That would mean a shared identity with but one aim. Correction you would do must separate because that it is the function given it by you. When you perceive correction as the same as pardon, then you also know the Holy Spirit's mind and yours are one, and so your own identity is found. Yet must he work with what is given him, and you allow him only half your mind, and thus he represents the other half, and seems to have a different purpose from the one you cherish and you think is yours. Thus does your function seem divided, with a half in opposition to a half, and these two halves appear to represent a split within a self perceived as two. Consider how this self-perception must extend, and do not overlook the fact that every thought extends because that is its purpose, being what it really is. From an idea of self as two, there comes a necessary view of function split between the two, and what you would correct is only half the error, which you think is all of it. Your brother's sins become the central target for correction, lest your errors and his own be seen as one. Yours are mistakes, but his are sins, and not the same as yours. His merit punishment, while yours, in fairness, should be overlooked. In this interpretation of correction, your own mistakes you will not even see, for the focus of correction has been placed outside yourself on one who cannot be a part of you while this perception lasts. What is condemned can never be returned to its accuser, who has hated it and hates it still. This is your brother, the focus of your hate, unworthy to be part of you, and thus outside yourself, the other half, which is denied. And only what is left without his presence is perceived as all of you. To this remaining half, the Holy Spirit must represent the other half until you recognize it is the other half. And as this he does by giving both of you a function that is one, not different. Correction is the function given both, but never one alone, and when it is fulfilled as shared, it must correct mistakes in both of you. It cannot leave mistakes in one unhealed and make the other free. That is divided purpose, which cannot be shared, and so it cannot be the function which the Holy Spirit sees as His. As you can rest assured that He will not fulfill a function that He cannot understand and recognize as His, for only thus can He keep yours preserved intact despite your separated view of what your function is. If He upheld divided function, you were lost indeed. His inability to see His goal divided and distinct for each of you preserves yourself from being made aware of any function other than its own. And thus is healing given both of you. Correction must be left to one who knows correction and forgiveness are the same. With half a mind this is not understood. Leave then correction to the mind that is united, functioning as one, because it is not split in purpose and conceives a single function as its only one. Here is the function given it conceived to be its own, and not apart from that its giver keeps, because it has been shared. In his acceptance of his function lies the means whereby your mind is unified. His single purpose unifies the halves of you that you perceive as separate, and each forgives the other that he may accept his other half as part of him.